Right. So next topic is graph traversal methods. Now in our last lecture we had seen the basic introduction regarding what is graph, how graph can be represented inside the computer, and how it is stored inside the computer. There were two methods, adjacency list and adjacency matrix. I had given you the example using which we had seen the graph. Now our next topic is graph traversals. Now there are two methods for traversal of graphs. The first one is BFS and the second one is DFS. BFS refers to breadth first search and DFS refers to depth first search. Now these are your two methods for graph traversal. We cannot use the previous methods of tree traversal, pre-order, in-order and post-order inside the graph because graph is a closed loop. So we need to use BFS and DFS for graph traversal. However, these two traversals can also work inside the tree data structure because tree is also one kind of graph only. Fine, so let us first implement in a simple tree data structure BFS and DFS. Then we will actually try to see how BFS and DFS works inside a graph. So this is your basic tree, which is A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Now in this, let us try to apply BFS and DFS traversal. Now BFS refers to breadth first search, or you can say level order, or you can say your BFS works based upon the level, or you can say all the same level nodes are visited first. Whereas inside your DFS is your starting from root node, it will move up till the last node, or you can say one node is being expanded up to the leaf node. So let us try to traverse using BFS starting from this node A. Using BFS in this level there are no further nodes. So first traversal is A. Next in this level there are two nodes. So B and C. Next for this level D, E, F and G. Now the sequence of this doesn't matter, but it should be in a level order. First I'm writing A, then you can write C, B also, or you can write G, F, E, D, or you can write E, F, G, D, but all the same level coordinates. This can be exchanged, or you can say this can be written in any manner, but it cannot be written before this. Fine. So it should be a level. For example, at level 1 there is only single node A, so you need to write all the nodes of level 1 first. It can be in any order. Then at level 2 there are two nodes, that is B and C. Now these two nodes can be written in any order. It can be C or B or C, it doesn't matter. The traversal remains the same. Next, for this third level there is D, E, F and G. Now it is not necessary that I will write D, E, F and G. You can write in any order. It can be also written in E, F, D, G or F, E, G, D, anything. So this all are your BFS traversals. This can be your BFS traversals in a general manner, but according to algorithm, we will see the algorithm after this. You need to write according to the steps of the algorithm. Now let us go for DFS traversal. It takes first node and it will go up till the leaf node. So let us say that first node traverses A. Then it will move towards, there are two ways, B or C. You can move either in any direction. It will go to B. Now instead of moving in level wise, it will go until the last node of that. Then from B the next level, that is D or E. You can go in any manner. Let us say I am going in D. Next, after there are no nodes, so it will backtrack. Again it will check for this particular node, is there any node left? So it will go for E. Again it will backtrack. Now it will try to go for this particular node, that is C, F and G. Fine, so these are your two basic traversals for graph BFS and DFS. We have seen this traversal inside the trees. Now let us try to see this traversal inside your graph. Fine, so let us go with BFS traversal for a graph. So for that, let me take one graph. So this is your graph having 7 nodes. Now for BFS traversal, we need, the first thing is you will need a queue. Second thing is you will need a array which is storing that the particular node is visited or not. And the third thing is you will need again an array which will store the result of BFS traversal. Now for BFS traversal, as we are using queue, it will have or it will run in a FIFO manner because it is the property of the queue. Now first of all, let me write the algorithm of BFS traversal. I am just writing the important steps. The first thing is insert the starting vertex. Second, while your queue is empty. So until your queue is empty, you need to remove the element and print, or you can say remove the element and store it in your BFS traversal. And second thing is insert all adjacent vertex of P, and if it is visited, then you need to insert that particular adjacent vertex. If all the vertex are visited, then you no need to insert that. Now your first step is to insert the starting vertex. Now there is no starting vertex specified over here, so we can just start with A. Next, there is an array of visited. So let me first of all draw a queue. Second one, array which keeps the track that particular vertex is visited or not. So the length of the array would be the number of vertices A, B, C, D, E, F and G. Initial values of this array is 0. If the vertex is visited, then we will write, instead of 0 we will write 1 over here. So initially I have inserted the starting vertex, that is A. So instead of 0 I need to write 1 at that particular position. Next, while queue is empty. So next it says that while queue is empty, currently your queue is not empty, so you need to go for this. Queue is not empty, so you need to move inside the loop, remove the elements and print. So you need to remove these elements, A which is removed, and I am printing it in BFS traversal. Next, insert all the adjacent vertex of P. So I am removing this particular element and I have printed that, or I have written that inside your print. Next, I need to insert all the adjacent vertex of P. So adjacent P, it means I have generally written this vertex P. So this I need to write all the adjacent vertex of A. The adjacent vertex of A are B, E and D. There are 3 adjacent vertex. Now writing the adjacent vertex B, E, D. Now this adjacent vertex can be written in any order. You can write this in any order, B, E and D. Next, we need to change here also as B, E and D. All the 3 are now visited. Next, again inside your, until the queue is empty, remove the element and print. So I have removed the element B and I have printed that. Insert all the adjacent vertex of P if it is unvisited. So for B, the adjacent vertex are A, E, C. There are 3 adjacent vertex of B, that is A, E and C. Out of that, A and E are already visited, so I just need to insert C. So again, from 0 I am converting it to 1, and next the loop starts. Queue is empty, no, queue is not empty. Remove the element and print. So I have removed this element and printed. Next, insert all the adjacent vertex of P. if it is unvisited. So what are the adjacent vertex of E? D, B, A, C and F. Again I am repeating the adjacent vertex D, A, B, C and F. These are your adjacent vertex of E. Out of this, F is not visited, so you need to add it inside the Q, and from over here, from unvisited you need to make it as visited, or you can say from 0 you need to make it as 1. Next, again the loop. So D, Q is not empty, so remove one element, that is D I have removed and printed. Insert all the adjacent vertex of D if it is unvisited. So for D, the adjacent vertex are A and E. Both are visited, so no need to write or no need to insert any new thing. Again, I am removing C and I am printing. I need to insert the adjacent vertex of C. Now adjacent vertex of C are B, E, F and G. Out of this, only G is unvisited, so I am inserting it inside the Q. Next, again I need to remove the element F. I have removed the element F and print. I need to insert the unvisited adjacent edges of F. E, C, G are the adjacent edges. Out of these three, all are visited, so no new addition inside the Q. Next vertex G. So I have removed the value G. Again insert all the adjacent vertex of G if it is unvisited. So for G, the adjacent vertex are C and F. Now in this two vertex, both are visited, so no new additions. Now your Q is empty, so it will move outside of the loop, and this is your BFS traversal. A, B, E, D, C, F and G. So next is DFS, depth first search. Now let us discuss using the example, the same example which we had taken in BFS. I am just drawing the graph. Now in our BFS search, we were using Q data structure. Inside BFS we were using Q data structure. Now in DFS, instead of Q we would be using stack. So again we would be requiring three things. The first thing is stack. Second thing is the array which keeps the track of visited and unvisited node, and the third thing is your final result of DFS traversal. So now let us first of all write the algorithm of DFS, and then we would try to solve using step by step. The algorithm consists, the first step is to push the starting vertex and print. Next, while stack not empty, so you need to move until the stack is not empty. P is equals to top, so P refers to the top of the stack, and you need to push only one adjacent node, only one adjacent vertex, and along with that you also need to print that vertex. And if there are no unvisited adjacent vertex available, and in that case you need to pop from this stack. So these are your two steps which you need to follow for DFS traversal. The first step is you need to push the starting vertex and print, and second step is while stack is not empty, P refers to the P is top of the stack, push only one adjacent vertex and print. So in this, instead of in BFS it was you need to write all the adjacent vertex, but over here it is only one adjacent vertex. Let me show you that. In our previous algorithm of BFS we had written insert all the adjacent vertices. So in BFS we need to insert all the adjacent vertex, whereas in DFS you need to insert only one adjacent vertex. Now let us try to solve this particular graph using this algorithm. So I am taking a stack. We know the properties of stack, that it works in LIFO manner, last in first out. Next, you need to push the starting vertex and print. So I am pushing the starting vertex. Let us consider A as our starting vertex. Let us take an array which keeps the track of visited and unvisited. And over here I am writing DFS traversal. So first is push the starting vertex and print. Again, initial visited is 0. So the starting vertex 1, I have pushed it, and inside your visited array I have placed it as 1. Now along with pushing the starting vertex, you also need to print that. So I am printing it in our last result of DFS A. Next, while stack is not empty, so over here the stack is not empty, I need to assign this as P, which is top of the stack. Now you need to push only one adjacent vertex, and also you need to print that vertex. So for this A, there are three adjacent vertex D, E and B. Now you can print either of any of these three adjacent vertex. Let us say that I am pushing B element. So I need to push only one adjacent vertex. So I am pushing B element. Inside your visited, it would now be 1, and also I need to print it over here. Next, if no unvisited adjacent vertex are available, then pop. But over here there are many unvisited vertices available, so this step will not go in this condition. Again the while P is equals to top. Now this becomes your top of the stack instead of this. Again push only one adjacent vertex and print. So for B, the adjacent vertices are A, E and C. Now you can print unvisited vertex, that is either from C and E. So the unvisited adjacent vertex, let us say that I am pushing C. Next, if no unvisited vertex, so there are many unvisited vertex, so this step will not work. Again this becomes top of the stack. Push only one adjacent vertex and print. So now the adjacent vertex are B, E, F and G. You can push any of them. Let us say that I am pushing G. Next, this becomes top of the stack. Also I need to write C, G over here. Next, adjacent vertex. Now you need to push only unvisited adjacent vertex. Fine, so you cannot push the visited adjacent vertex. Now unvisited adjacent vertex of G is F. So I am pushing that. I am also writing it over here. And next top of the stack is this. Again I need to make it 1 over here. Still there are unvisited adjacent vertices available, so no need to pop. Next, unvisited adjacent vertex of F is E. So I am pushing E over here. Next, I am making it 1. Also I am writing E over here. Again next, stack is not empty. E, unvisited adjacent vertex is D. Making it over here and writing it over here. So this becomes your DFS traversal. Next, in this step, if there are no unvisited adjacent vertices available, so now all the vertices are visited, so there are no unvisited adjacent vertex available. So at that time we need to pop one by one elements. So first D would be popped, then E would be popped, F, G, C, B and A, up till all the elements, or up till your stack is empty. All the elements would be popped and top of the step becomes -1. So this is your DFS traversal. Now in this, the main difference is we are taking only one adjacent vertex, whereas in BFS we were taking all the adjacent vertex. Second difference is inside your DFS we are using stack data structure, whereas inside your BFS we would be using queue data structure. And next thing is this BFS is your level wise order, whereas DFS is your, you need to start from the root, or you can say the first node, and go until you can go to the maximum depth. So these are your three major difference of DFS and BFS, and this traversal is generally used for graphs. For trees we would be using pre-order, in order and post order. Thank you.